name?
Giovanna Elias. Yeah, life and relationship coach, owner of the Connection Code. Excited to talk about all this good stuff today.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely. You guys excited to be here?
I am.
All right. So today's a different show. We always like to talk to and interview and have on our show interesting people with interesting stories and businesses and just full of life and like-minded and positive. And you guys are all that and more. So today, what are we going to be talking about?
I don't know. You got something pretty good to talk
We're
about.
going to talk about
Good stuff.
relationships during COVID.
Oi.
Dating apps, a little bit of what's going on in the world and how it has affected us personally and in business. So I'm going to start. You guys feel free to come in at any point. But
Vince, are you dating?
Next question.
Would you like to be dating?
So I'll come back to that. So during COVID, Andrea and I, the space that we're in right now was not like this. This space was occupied by a bunch of machines. And Andrea and I were like, oh my goodness, we don't know what's happening in the world. It's crazy. So instead of crying the blues and just staying in front of a TV and watching Netflix all day, we cleared this place out, looked at it, stood and said, hey, you know what? Let's turn this into an actor's garage. So it's become a studio, a full-fledged photo, video, podcast, live shoots. It's been great. So during COVID, actually, it was a blessing for us.
Well, it's a rad spot, by the way. It's a cool spot.
And that's why we're here. And we're able to do the show, of course, with all our sponsors. And how has your experience been during COVID? How has your business been affected?
Hey, listen,
It
has. In the beginning of quarantine, right? In the beginning of March, it was pretty tough, like mentally. Like for the first month, I was pretty scared.
Mm-hmm.
My anxiety levels were through the roof.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, because I suffer from asthma, right?
Wow.
So I was paranoid. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like it's pretty scary stuff. Like it's a world pandemic.
Absolutely.
So in the beginning of this world pandemic, I felt fear, man. I felt like too much news. Being a journalist myself, I felt like watching it constantly was taking a toll on my mental state.
Wow. How about yourself, Giovanna?
I would say actually COVID treated me really well.
Really?
Yeah, it treated me really well. I'm a big traveler. I'm a big world traveler. It forced me to have to stay in the country and really take off with my business.
Wow.
So I built a whole online program, really started coaching with people internationally because Zoom became this big thing. So now it became easier for my reach to go across the world.
Wow.
Really like honed in and focused on my baby.
Amazing.
Yeah, so
That's good. Positive stuff. Andrea, you come from the editing part and corporate world of making commercials. How has your business been where you currently work downtown?
Honestly, I kind of have to echo what Giovanna was saying. It's probably assisted us a little bit because we've been able to pick up some business from other companies that haven't been able to function remotely like we have.
Right.
So because we, thankfully, our CTO, he was really kind of in tune what was going on, and we really started getting prepared ahead of time, like months before the shutdown even happened.
Wow.
So we were able to transition to working remotely really quickly, and that actually helped us. Now, I'm not saying we haven't had our challenges. Like we obviously have had our challenges, but even just to be able to keep a job, I feel so grateful because I know a lot of people that haven't been that lucky. So just being able to keep work and stay working and working from home, it's been a transition, let's just say, with the family there because I have a wife and 2 kids. But thankfully, everybody's been able to not kill each other yet.
That's good. That's good.
We're doing okay.
That's right. You're married to a Latin girl, right?
Yes.
I am married to a Latina. Spicy. You're all spicy.
You must love it that she must feed you amazing cuisine, eh?
You know what? You know what though? My wife is an awesome cook. She's
That's
amazing,
awesome.
and she's really hit it off well with my mom, and so she's kind of adapted some Italian style cooking as well.
Who doesn't love
So
Italian?
I cannot cook. I love you. I don't complain. So
all right. Let's jump on to the next topic here. Andrea, thank you so much. I love you so much. But statistics show that during COVID, and I'm sure you guys would agree, the rate has tripled in divorces.
Yes, it does.
And
Yes,
in
it has.
making babies. Isn't that crazy?
Crazy.
Because you're either,
You're
making babies
shagging
every day,
up.
trying to make babies every day, or you guys are killing each other.
Yeah.
And that's been interesting. So good stuff for the lawyers. Eh?
Yeah, family lawyers, man. Like, I'm sure they're getting a lot of
They don't
money.
make enough money, right?
But you know what, though? Like, honestly, there's always a silver lining to a situation with this pandemic, right? Like, I personally learned being single, because I was in a long-term relationship for many, many years. I learned it's okay to like deal with this, and like just there's always a silver lining to any situation. You know, right now with Spotlight TV, we're in season 8. We do entertainment news. Obviously, there's no more red carpet stories. Everything is all
Everything's
on
digital.
hiatus, and it's all postponed, not canceled. And we're just making it work because now everything is Zooms, everything is IGTV, everything is kind of like live on locations. But you got to be very careful, right? So, like for me, I took away, honestly, Vince, I took away that, you know, like there's always a silver lining. Like I have such a great family. I have a roof over my head. I got good food, you know, the basic necessities to life. That's what you need. And love.
You met great people along the way.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I was gonna. Oh, go ahead, Giovanna. Go ahead, Giovanna. All right. Hey, don't ask me twice to talk for sure. I want to just dabble into the challenges of dating during COVID. I'm going to tell you guys a couple of experiences that were brought to me. For I'm blessed that I don't think I have any special talents, but more than anybody else, because I love to learn from people as well. But I got all kinds of messages during COVID saying, help me. I'm like, well, okay, I'm kind of figuring crap out myself. But, and they were saying that they've been getting a lot of crazy messages, meaning you can meet someone because of COVID. They don't want to show you the real picture because it's all fake. But they would be getting something online.
So how are you finding these cats? Are you finding them on Tinder, Bumble, or are they adding on Facebook?
They're messaging my Instagram. People that I know. This is people that I know, not strangers. People that I know.
Got it.
Share some of the stories, so I could talk about it because as long as I don't mention any names, everybody's safe.
Of course.
And someone was saying that all they want is send me a picture. Like the first line is send me a naked picture of you without even introducing yourself, which is cool. I understand everybody treats its own, but then they wouldn't. And
I don't know what sites are you looking at.
This is just a message I've been getting. I'm like, I don't know how to help you out. Send the picture of you on nude. So the ladies are hungry during COVID.
They want that Italian salad.
Oh boy, they're hungry during COVID.
I think actually,
guys, that's for you.
From what I recognize, I think both men and women are hungry during COVID. This is what I'm hearing. This is what I'm seeing. This is what my clients are coming to me and
saying. So it's like a zombie apocalypse for real. Yeah?
Everyone. That's how it felt, Andrea. Honestly, that's how it felt. Andrea and Vince, like, didn't you feel like in the beginning, the first 3 months felt like Walking Dead in the streets of Toronto and in Vaughan?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna agree with you. It was kind of like, it was so surreal. I couldn't believe it.
It was so gloomy. It felt like this is a reality. Scary.
I thought it was in a different dimension.
Yeah, it was really scary.
Sometimes I feel like I was also in a different dimension, but like as if the whole pandemic passed me.
Right.
Because I was doing my internal work, my consciousness stuff, my business. I feel like everything was going on in the world, external space, I say. But if your internal world is so in alignment, you don't really notice all the, crap going on around you.
Yes.
You know what? It's not that hard to kind of shut everything out, is it? You can, eh?
You actually can. It's true.
You can shut it out. And I mean, I wouldn't suggest shutting it out as in ignoring that you don't know what's going on necessarily in the world. But I think when you have your own health practices in alignment, then, like I said, a lot of things can be going on in the world and people are running around and they're frantic.
Right.
But you can still be very much at peace within yourself.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well said.
I like that. See,
so although it's a challenge for some people, for others, it's like an opportunity.
Like a silver lining. Yeah.
No, it's a good word you use. That's a really good word.
Like that.
There is a silver lining. For sure.
So I'm gonna ask the relationship expert. I find during this pandemic, relationships has been the top topic everywhere. Social media, well, not so much the news, because the news is all about COVID and what are we going to do next and what are we going to feed humans with the information. So
well, it's scary, man. It's scary because you get bombarded with numbers.
Actually, let's jump ship for just a second. I'm going to get back to you. I'm going to tell you my opinion.
Yeah.
I do not believe in COVID being the only reason why this is all happening.
What's your conspiracy?
My conspiracy is this. The government is working on something that we don't know. So what better way to scare the crap out of everybody, keep them inside, keep them quiet, and saying, don't go outside, guys, you might get COVID. When all the COVID symptoms are flu and cold related. So it's nothing that you're saying, oh, if you get COVID, your ear's going to fall off. That's new. That's a new virus. So it's just a regular virus. And the only way to save yourself is to quarantine. So I don't believe it. I'm not saying I'm not going to be safe. I'm just saying that people have to learn to still, not be so afraid. Live your life. Be careful, of course. But, I think that it's unfair that a lot of people have been affected, especially what hits home for me is because I know a lot of small business owners that unfortunately their business has been shut down due to this.
Well, this is now, Vince, man, this is now our new reality, right? So what do we have to do? We have to be careful, wash your hands, wear your mask, and just be cautious.
So people have by no choice be a little bit more, clean, which is good. Cleanliness, right? Some people, you walk into their place and it's like, oh my God.
Like, I'm not going to lie to you. Like the first month, I delegated my youngest brother to go grocery shopping. I gave him my credit card and I'm like, here, Antonio, go get me my groceries. Right. I was paranoid. I literally was paranoid.
Wow.
I did not leave my house for a month or two.
So you're not paranoid anymore?
Nope.
Yeah,
not as much. And now my new reality, because I left to the cottage, I went on hiatus for Spotlight TV, June, July, and August, came back in September. And I said, you know what? I can't let fear get to me, man.
Absolutely. And isn't fear? So now we'll go back to relationships.
No, I actually want to add to this.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
So regardless of whatever is going on in the world, and there's always just things going on in the world that can obviously scare us. And fear is what I would say one of the lowest vibrational feelings our body can sit in. And so when we experience fear, that actually releases cortisol into our body and into our blood. And the more the cortisol levels you have in your body, the weaker your immune system is. And so the irony of all of this, and be it that COVID is true or not true, or it exists or it doesn't exist, it doesn't really matter. What is going to actually put people at risk is the stress and the fear that they feel because they're releasing more cortisol into their blood, which then lowers your immune system, which then regardless of whatever is happening in the outer world, because other than COVID, there's obviously other sicknesses.
Of course.
You can become more susceptible to it.
Yeah.
So I tell people, I'm like, do your inner work, do your practices, meditate, be calm. Don't allow fear to control you, because in that case, your body is going to be at its strongest point, regardless of whatever is happening in your outer world.
I agree. It's so true. That's why I always try to keep positive every day.
That's awesome.
And
I agree too.
I want to bring it back to you. Could you help people?
Can I help people? Yeah, sure, I can help people.
So what
are we talking relationships?
No.
Are we talking health?
No, we're talking about just if they have like high anxiety and they just can't stop thinking about it and they have this fear. Could you practice on them through your healing method?
Yeah. So I actually,
talk about that.
I built a online program. It was an advanced 4-day online program specifically for people in the time of COVID, because everybody's attention is all over the place.
Right.
So I'm like, what is something quick and easy that I can build online, anybody can have access to actually bring them back to a calm space. Okay. And also to get clear, because like in your case, Johanna, like work changes. You have to adapt to it. What am I going to do next? What's my next stages? How do I move forwards with it without allowing stress to get to me? Exactly. So through this, I taught people, calm. First, you have to get into a calm space, because you don't have creative ideas coming into you unless you're calm. Right?
Absolutely. What kind of advice though do you give? Like, the younger generation, because a lot of the younger generations, like millennials, I categorize as a millennial, right? I'm 35. I was dealing with a little bit of that anxiety, couldn't sleep, insomnia because of this pandemic in the beginning. Like I said, I had in the beginning, I was really paranoid.
Yeah.
What kind of techniques do you use? What kind of like, how do you help somebody?
Okay. Yeah. Great question.
Yes.
So I personally myself, and I recommend this to everybody, I wake up every morning. The first thing I do not look at my phone. I do not deal with whatever's going on in my outer world. I meditate 35, 40 minutes.
Okay.
I do that too. I do
already
self-guided meditation in the morning and before I go to bed.
Yes. And that's the second piece, because before you go to bed at night, you're programming your brain. The 6 to 8 hours you're sleeping, programming the unconscious mind.
That's right.
So you want to program it in a way that's going to benefit you.
Brilliant.
So those are two quintessentials. And then I'm always about emotional awareness, emotional intelligence. So that could be journaling, or that could be like what I had shared with you earlier, day scans. I write down what I did in my day. How did those things make me feel? Do I want more of those feelings in my life? Yes or no?
Can you elaborate a little more?
Yes.
What is day?
I was just about to say that.
Day? What is
Day
a day scan?
Yeah, what is that?
Yes.
So literally,
Did you say a day stat?
a day scan.
Scan.
Yeah. So I scan my day. So at the end of the day, before I go to bed, it's really important to have a nighttime regime. An hour before you go to bed, you shut down everything.
Okay.
Technology creates anxiety.
It does. Yeah, I agree.
Blue light on our phones
Yeah.
doesn't allow the melatonin in our body.
You know your stuff. Absolutely.
She's
She
good,
knows
man.
her
She's
stuff.
good, man.
She
We
knows her
have-
stuff.
We have an
She's very
expert now. An actual expert.
It's a fact. It's true. That light, the
love
blue
it.
light, that blue light,
I've heard about that. Absolutely.
it affects your brain. It
does.
keeps it going. It makes your brain think that, okay, we gotta go.
Let me flip my phone over. Oh,
And you know what? Let me tell you, being a broadcaster, we're constantly on
You
your
have to,
phone,
you have to.
constantly getting PR releases from PR firms,
course.
public stories, and you're always on.
Attached, yeah.
So so let's let me give you another a question here. I'm curious here. Okay, now I'm into this. I'm really excited about this. How do you shut off for an entrepreneur, for a journalist, for a busy person? Because Vince is busy, I'm busy, you're busy. This whole production's busy.
Yeah.
Everyone has a life, right?
Yeah, of course.
How do you try to
Avoid
not-
using
yeah.
the phone.
Okay, so there's a couple.
No pressure.
No.
Give it to us.
Well, for starters, I've turned off most of the notifications on my phone, except for the ones that are pressing,
Okay.
that are work related, that I
Gotcha.
need in that day.
Mhm.
Otherwise, all my notifications are off. So I intentionally go in at certain times of the day to my social media and I look at things. So really, it's about building habits and designating time for certain things. So first hour of the morning, I designate towards self-care. Last hour of the day, I designate towards toning down my day. And
Got it. So you have like a routine. You have a
Yeah.
strategy.
Exactly.
You're organized. Okay.
Exactly.
Got it. Bingo.
Exactly.
Pretty good information, eh?
That's
Every day at noon till 1, I go onto my social media, I post and I check in what's going on. And then maybe one other hour of the day,
Mhm.
I'll check in and see what's going on and I post up on that.
Okay, but I'm going to give you another question here.
Yeah.
Let's say the CEO, the VP, I don't know, journalist, let's say an entrepreneur, right? Like they
Yeah.
can't shut it off. They're having challenges with it because money's time, time is money.
Yeah.
They need to be constantly on. If they're doing like, say if it's an economist, right?
Yeah.
They're checking information
Yeah,
on
they
their
have to
phone.
be on
Yeah.
it.
So what's the one advice you would say? Okay, you know what? Let's try to shut it off. How do you do it?
You still need to designate time.
Got
So
it.
you would say to yourself between the hours of, so if it's an economist that has to be on, then they would say between the hours of 9 and 7, my focus is on my work. But after 7 p.m., I shut off. An hour of that I'm going to spend towards exercising. An hour of that I'm going to spend towards meditating.
Okay.
An hour is going to be quality time with family.
You got to be disciplined.
that.
You got to be disciplined.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great advice. Thank
What do you
I-
say to a person
Yes.
that never done that before, and is the challenge for them to be able to just create these kind of routines and sort of
Yeah.
program their brain
Mhm.
One thing
to
at a
make
time.
better life choices? Like
Yeah.
where can they start?
So I'd say one thing at a time. So you need to, this is where clarity comes in, and you need to get clear on what's most important for you right now. So is it physical health and you want to integrate exercise in? Is it nutrition? Is it, that 1 hour of decompressing meditation time? Whatever it is, you pick the one thing and you integrate that at the same time every day for the same period of time. That's it. You start with one
I
thing.
like that.
So folks, shut it off.
That's amazing.
Keep it balanced.
That is going to be a challenge for me, but that's good. I'm going to do that. I'm going to schedule my next day the night before.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to start doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be a challenge, but I'm going to do that. All right. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
Since I'm me and Andrea are the males here, we're going to talk. We're going to switch back into dating.
Let's shift gears. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Ready?
Awesome.
Let's ready to rock and roll. Let's do it.
All right, Andrea, feel free to cut in at any time. All right. So let's say that Andrea and I, all right, Andrea and I want to go and say, I'm ready to date during COVID, baby.
Yeah.
I'm tired of sitting at home and being afraid. Now, where do we go? Do we start with dating apps?
Yeah, so
Wait,
I
I'm not done. Girl.
okay. I want to spill the tea here. I'm excited.
You gotta take it easy, man. All right. So, do we start on dating apps? Do we just start calling friends and family and saying, "Hey, do you got any friends that are single? What's going on?" Like, I don't know. Like for me, I would. I'm just talking at a very neutral point right now. I'm not bringing anything of the past. I'm just talking very neutral right now. Like I just started dating right now today. Because if you have a referral, I know unfortunately everything's a referral these days, business and personal. Somebody that I think it's better rather than starting the dating world on an app and you have no idea who these people are. So would you just go straight into the dating app or would you try to search? Because there was actually a quote. I don't know if you posted it. Maybe you did post it, but I saw that.
I did post it.
Don't date someone
At Johanna G. Luna.
Until you see their friends or
That's
something.
right.
Oh, that was the one about if the friends might be better looking.
Right?
Look
Yeah.
at you, though.
Yeah.
Eh?
Well, listen,
I actually like that style.
that's my
Right,
strategy.
so-
I was in a long-term relationship. Okay, I was about to get married.
Oh, wow.
Like
Ooh.
I was literally about to walk down the aisle, get married. Things didn't work out. Life happens, right? I'm a busy bee. I travel across Canada, lived in Yukon,
Wow.
Northwest Territories, Grand Prairie, Alberta, Saskatoon, Vancouver. So right now I'm back in the game. I'm
Right.
single and I'm exploring the market.
Congratulations.
She's single, everybody.
My options are open.
I only date Italians and Israelis, but
Italians and Israelis. All right.
Oh, but wait,
We will put that.
we had a little conversation
There's
Before.
always
before.
Yeah.
Oh,
There was a word.
I
There was
date-
a word we were playing on.
I date
so-
Calabrese and Sicilian men.
Right,
It's
but they
beautiful.
also have to be convenient.
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 It's all about the convenience.
Just playing,
Right?
just playing.
Just saying.
What does that
I
mean?
don't know. I just feel like I'm so picky that
It's okay.
for me, like I'm on
You
Tinder,
can't
I'm on
be.
Bumble. I'm open. I'm
She's
an open book.
guys. Hashtag.
I'm an open book. Listen, I'm a public figure. I'm a journalist for over a decade. You can Google me, Johanna Luna. You'll see all my stories.
Mhm.
I'm open, man. I'm open, but like I rather meet somebody, Vince. Let's say if you have a buddy
Mhm.
and that buddy's cool, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I have this Ecuadorian friend. She's
Mhm.
single. I'd rather meet someone within the social circle, within a
Absolutely.
friends,
'Cause you
because those
know-
are the best relationships. I find the best relationship comes out of a friendship, right? Like
True.
that's I
That's
don't know.
cool,
For me,
that's
it's always
cool.
worked out for
But
me.
what about this? I'm gonna make a little twist.
Yeah.
I'll get to this. Let's say that the guy that you're talking to, right? Or you're still not serious about him. Obviously, you guys are just talking.
Yeah.
But you like his buddy, but this guy really is into you now.
Ooh.
Now you kind of get what's going on. Or you just test them both and see what's going on. I don't know.
Okay, so my
I know,
strategy,
just
okay?
keep it real.
I'm keeping it real
And
too,
this is
man.
real TV.
I honestly, I'm picky, but I also date a lot. Like now that I'm single, like you got to be out there.
No,
You can't
answer
just
my
be like
question
with.
direct. No, you're
Oh.
gonna hold you accountable. I want my answers. Okay, you meet me, but I like you, but now you meet Andrea, but you like Andrea.
But Andrea's married.
No. Andrea's right now. He's my example. He's my example. Don't get your weasel your attitudes. I want a
Married.
real answer.
I'm married.
You meet me. You're kind of like, okay, this guy's all right. I really like you. Let's say, oh my God, there's something about this girl. And now I'm like, hey, it's my buddy Andrea. Oh, hey, Andrea. And all of a sudden, you're just drawn to him. But I like you. So how do you play out that situation? Do you come out straight up and say, look, Vince, at the end of the day, I don't know. I just want to take Andrea in the other room right now. I'm sorry. Give it a few minutes. Or do you just avoid it both because it's kind of a touchy, sticky situation? Because it could be a conflict with you
Okay,
and
so
Andrea
here's
as
what I
well.
do. I never mix business
No,
with
not
pleasure.
business. It's personal. It's not Andrea and I. We're
Okay, I don't know. Like I
You
like
meet us at a
to.
party. You meet me through your sister's aunt's cousin's friend.
Oh
Whatever.
God, that's a great question. Honestly, like it all
I'm just putting
depends.
you on
Like
the
I
spot. You
just
don't have to answer this.
no, I'm gonna answer. I'm an open book. Like I
No,
said,
you haven't answered it in the last 5 minutes. Sorry, Joe.
he's putting me on the spot.
On the spot because
I-
Spotlight TV.
I honestly feel like if I vibe with you and I like you,
Yeah.
you'll know I like you.
Okay,
I
cool.
do a lot of the
Oh, she does the
touching,
touchy stuff.
and I call, and I like you calling me, so I know there's something
Okay,
there.
cool.
But if your
But
friend
now
is,
you meet my friend.
so I met your friend, say he's
After-
Sicilian.
Guys, but now she met my friend
Okay.
after she touched me. Go on.
Hold on one second. No, we flirt. It's okay to flirt, guys. It's okay to flirt. Hey, you're freshly off the market. It's okay to touch, to
Freshly
play.
off the market.
You know, it's good to be playful because you know what? You also are getting your feet wet again, man. Like I've been in a long-term relationship. I've only been in long-term relationships. So if I'm not digging you, Vince, you'll know that eventually. And if I like your friend,
Yeah.
out of respect to your situation, I would never date your friend.
Okay.
Out of respect to you.
Got you. See the touching again. Let me put my hand here so the camera.
So that's what I would do. But
All right,
if
so
it was
you
a mutual
wouldn't. So
friend,
if you really had
yeah,
this
I wouldn't.
strong,
I
crazy
wouldn't.
connection
No, I wouldn't because
with
it's not worth
Andrea,
it.
you're just
Because
like,
my
oh.
friendship is more important.
And what about if Andrea's your twin flame?
Oh.
I don't know, man. It all depends. But I wouldn't do it because if you're my buddy
You're gonna jump in on
and and if we've established a good relationship,
Mhm.
Vince, why would I ruin that?
I like that. But are you just saying that?
No, I'm
Because
keeping
we're
it
not
real.
here.
No, I'm keeping it real.
Because we gotta
Listen,
keep it
I've
real.
met a lot of attractive men in showbiz. I've met a lot of
I'm sure, obviously, of course.
philanthropists, entrepreneurs.
Awesome.
I'm bombarded with a lot of good-looking people all the time, but I'm very careful again
You have to.
because it takes many years to build your career, 15 seconds to ruin it.
50 seconds to ruin it.
So
Let me ask Andrea, and then I'm going to jump to Giovanna.
yeah.
I'm jumping to everybody. I just love everyone. Andrea, what would you do? So, I like her a lot. But now she's kind of, drawn to you. You kind of like her. You're like, whatever. But, we're all just examples here. What would you do? Would you be like, and I like her. Would you be like, yo, bro?
Well, that's an
don't
easy
worry.
question. I've been in that situation
Oh,
Ooh.
back in the day, right?
Yes,
No. Like I'm talking like back in our day, and like from my perspective too, I don't have experience with dating apps and things of that nature, so I don't even know if I could ever even go there, right? Just because I'm a little old-fashioned that way.
It's not your style, yeah.
But I wouldn't do it. Like
Yeah.
it's very obvious,
See?
and it's a quick
Loyalty,
answer.
respect.
It's respect because that relationship we had goes
That-
way
yes.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
beyond.
and who's to say that feeling that you might be feeling with that other person isn't just like a lustful
Right.
thing, right?
Key
You know what I
word,
mean?
lust.
Lust.
So,
Actuation.
My wife and I have these
True.
conversations. Well, just because you're married or you're in a relationship with someone doesn't mean you're not going to find other people attractive. Like, let's all be honest here.
Of course.
You could
Mhm.
still look at
Human.
other people and find them
Absolutely.
attractive,
Of course, we're
right?
humans.
It's what you decide to do with
Do
those
in the
feelings
dark. Yes.
that will determine what kind of person you are, right?
All right,
Mhm.
thanks.
Just like any thoughts you have. So I personally, quick answer, no, I wouldn't. But if it was that strong of a feeling, I would have the respect to talk to you first
Absolutely.
Well
and
said.
say, hey, look, buddy,
See?
I don't think there's something here that we can't deny.
Of course.
So what do you,
So
what are you, like,
tell
what
me,
do you
do
feel?
Do you have a crush on me or something?
So we're gonna save that for another show.
No, but that's what I would do. But
I like it.
I don't think it's fair. Like you were saying, that friendship is more important.
Mhm.
I think if you have a really strong connection with a person, if that friendship is strong enough,
Totally.
they'd
totally.
understand,
Of
Mhm.
course.
right?
Yeah, for
They would
sure.
understand, and they'd be like, "No, I'm going to support you here."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? As much as I had those feelings, someone doesn't like you or doesn't have
Yeah,
that feeling.
absolutely.
What are you going to
Well,
do?
I'd be happy for you.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd be sad.
Well, let me give you an example.
No.
Let me give you an example. My sister had a best friend. This is an Italian best friend,
Mhm.
and she went on a date. Do you guys remember Tazza Lounge?
Tazza?
Yeah. Do you remember
Yes, in
Islington?
Islington and
Yes.
Rutherford
So
area.
we used to go and
Yes.
hang out there. So I went to an all
Wow,
girls
you
school.
know
So
that.
I was like I used to party at 15. I grew up. I don't know. I was a party
You're
girl.
a crazy girl.
I was a wild girl. Fun, always having a good time,
Free-spirited.
free spirited. And my sister met this guy,
Uh-huh.
and that guy she went on a date with. She brought her best friend over to that date, and her best friend,
The guy hit it off.
yeah,
Wow.
and that ruined that relationship.
Wow.
And my sister didn't forget. My sister's old
But
school.
how old were they though?
Oh, they were best friends for so many years.
How old were they when that situation happened?
Oh, that was when they were teeny boppers. Like
That's probably
maybe,
why I didn't have the ability to communicate well.
Right.
yeah. So that ruined that relationship. So you see, like that can happen.
Yeah.
Now, so do you agree with all this?
So in my
What do you
personal
think?
opinion,
Somebody came to you with this situation. If I came to you with this situation.
So let's say it was the same
Yeah,
triangle
we're
we're
just
talking
trying.
about. So I would say it's relative to like how deep into the relationship you and I have gone. But truthfully, I mean, I always say you really get, if you're very clear on what it is that's important for you and what it is that you really like, then you're going to know who you connect with almost immediately. So if me and let's say Andrea in this case,
Great, you lucky guy.
if our connection,
I like this show. This show's a good show.
I like both of this.
We're getting some weather.
Crazy vibes outside, man. We got a lot of energy in here. We made it rain, baby. It's gonna thunder later. It's gonna thunder later. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, if the connection me and Andrea had was like on that deeper level where I felt like it would be a relationship of years or maybe I mean, we don't know what a lifetime could be, but that it actually had some sort of depth and meaning to it, then I would first discuss it with Andrea. Like, are we on the same page? Do we mutually feel this connected with each other? Can we see this going somewhere? And do we want it to go somewhere? In which case, then it's on both of us to come to you and communicate that. Right?
Well, I can I ask a question? Because I'm so lucky, because if I was out there dating in the dating world, I'd be a lost cause.
I know, it's like the wild, wild west, man.
Yeah. What advice would you give? No, what advice would you give to someone that is insecure by nature and doesn't know how to interpret feelings? And like Johanna made a comment where if she likes somebody, she'll make it with actions. They'll see body language. What if there's people like myself that just don't know how to read that and are just completely like idiots when it comes to
not an idiot, maybe like an
signs and
introvert.
things.
You'd be like an introvert.
Besides the fact, before you answer this, that women are very difficult. Go ahead.
So funny. Okay.
Go ahead. Make it big.
This is actually, honestly, it's so funny you ask
My
this
opinion,
question.
not fact.
The women are not. I'll get into that.
Okay, all right, guys. You know, we gotta get down and dirty here because that's what our viewers want to hear. I'm sorry, hey, guys. You know, I love everybody in this room.
Yeah, it's
I'm still a
unfiltered.
nice guy and just.
So I was.
I'm sorry. I swear.
Okay.
Shut up,
Like, which one do I respond to first? So I'm actually writing about this right now in my book, The 8 Keys of Communication to Connection.
Wow.
And I mean, there's a series of different steps, but it's like well over 65-70% of our communication is in our body language.
Yeah.
So the very first key that I put in this book is consciousness. When you step into any sort of social situation, I mean, you have to be conscious of the energy people are giving off, how they're speaking to you, what is their tone, what is their body language saying to you? Are they more open? Am I sitting there talking to you, chest closed? You know,
So is that real? Like, are those real? Those are
Body
real
language is
signs.
real,
eh?
yeah.
Great. So, what would you get?
Yeah.
So out of this, I'd be like, well, I think this guy's pretty interesting.
Yeah. It's body
Too
language.
much of an option.
No, but it's body language. It's the synergy. It's the chemistry, right?
Exactly. This is what I teach people. Something like this. I literally opened up my body to this, right? Now
We'll be right back after these commercial breaks, guys. I'm gonna take time. Thank you.
how warm is my tone, right? Like how much is there a flow in the conversation? There's all these different steps, but the first step, the first key in my book I've written is consciousness. When you can, step back and just be aware of the energy that's being given off, whether it be verbal or non-verbal, then you can see what the person really wants, and you can feed off of that. All right.
Yeah.
Because I've always thought, like, are those things blown out of proportion?
This
Are
is
they
very
exaggerated?
unconscious.
Right.
It's so unconscious. Most people are not aware they're doing it. But if you're aware, the girl's probably not even knowing she's doing it.
Right.
But you're sitting there like, I've got one up on her because I know she's into this. So I'm going to feed off of that.
I like
Man.
it.
You can now, what I do is mirror people. So mirroring is an unconscious way of building connection. So right now,
Just do it, baby.
okay, obviously he knows what I'm going to do. But if I'm watching Vince sitting here, his hands are, sort of clasped together, maybe on his legs.
Right.
I'm going to mirror
Oh
that.
my God, I'm getting nervous.
And within seconds, he's going to start to feel it. We create.
So that's like a tactic you're using?
It is. It's NLP. It's neuro-linguistic programming. Yeah.
I love it.
What's chemistry, but I think you can't fake
I love
chemistry.
the science.
Like when you have-
There's a science behind
No,
it.
there is because I noticed
So-
when I like somebody,
Yeah.
for example, when I am
Okay, use me as an
attracted to
example.
somebody, when I like somebody, I love being Latin. We're very touchy-feely,
Latin. I
besitos,
noticed you're very
kisses,
touchy,
but I don't just do it to anybody unless you're in my, you're in my circle. You're a colleague. You're.
Tertonian so low.
I'm just, I'm throwing it out there. Like I'm very, I keep it personal, but I don't do it with the intention of being I want to sleep with you. I do it because
So you're saying it's kind of deliberate. Like it's deliberate when you're doing it.
totally because it's my
How
culture.
about if you're someone that's normally is just very touchy-feely like that? How would you know the difference,
Yes.
Giovanna? How would you tell if that's just their personality and they're like that with everybody? Or this person really is into me? How would
So
you?
this is when you carry the conversation through. I mean, one, eye contact is huge. But I would then read, okay, how long are we conversing for? And has this conversation gone beyond just friendly? Because people will always drop little hints, insinuendos,
Right.
Pieces that are a little bit more intimate. In
True.
the conversation.
Very true.
Yes, and
Right?
Ray does that a lot to me all the time.
It's very true because I know when
You
a
got a
guy.
very deep relationship.
Hey man, when I know when a guy is really into you, they will make it count. They'll call you
Yes.
every day. They'll hang out with you.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so Giovanna, let's help all our single males out there.
Okay.
Couple of
Talk to them.
top 3-4 tips on
Yeah.
how to read a woman knowing she is into you, dude. Maybe not gonna happen that night, but eventually it's gonna happen, guys. You put on the candles and spark it up. You bring your Beck smiley face boxers out, and it's gonna happen. So, what's something? So, I'm on a date with you. It's my first date,
Yeah.
second date, third date, whatever, and I'm still I'm unsure. And maybe I'm a guy that is insecure. This is for all the insecure people out there. And insecure doesn't mean ego. Let's establish.
Of
the
course,
difference here,
of
'cause a lot
course.
people
You gotta
are
clarify,
you're so
yeah.
full of yourself. Trust me. It's not about that. You have the people that are egotistic and people that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You mean more shy and perhaps
Yeah, so they're shy.
introverts,
and they
the
go
introverts.
out one date and they go on a second one, and the girl's giving them signs, but he still doesn't know what to do. Because then you have dudes that are really, really aggressive, and
Yeah.
they're just straight out. Hey,
Yeah.
let's get it on.
Yeah.
And then there's the other. So what are some signs that you as a woman or women
Yeah.
in general
Mm-hmm.
could give to guys? So guys, this is a freebie, eh?
This is a freebie. Okay.
Just a couple. Because if you want more,
No, honestly,
do a couple.
I'm gonna super simplify this. Everything falls under the umbrella or the blanket of communication.
Yeah.
There is very
I want
simplistically
specific.
non-verbal and verbal.
Tell me.
Okay, so non-verbal. Once again, what is her body language showing you? But I can say for myself, and so many men have said to me, they're like, "You're so friendly. I can't understand if you're interested or not."
This is true.
I don't touch them. I don't touch them. I will not touch them. I will have the nicest, warmest, loving conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to put my arm around you and
If you're not interested.
If I'm not
Of
interested,
course.
But if you are, you will. That
I
would be
will.
that would be
It's like a
your
green
way.
light.
Yes.
So tip number 1: if she touches you in any way, you got a chance, man.
Green light.
You got a chance, and it could be anything. It could be any touch.
Yes. Well, okay, not necessarily. And this is another piece. You can feel if you're really tuned in.
True.
If you are really
This is true.
conscious, you can feel the difference energetically.
You could for
between
sure.
what is borderline sexual intimate versus just that was so funny. Sorry.
I'm just going for the insecure guy. But she touched it.
But there is that friendly sort of,
Right,
"Oh,
of
hi,
course.
welcome,"
Yeah.
versus like my eye contact is with you, my hands are on you.
Yes.
Like I'm there, I'm present, I'm with you.
She knows what she's talking about.
She's good. Now, would you do that the first time, the
Yes,
second?
I would just, but mind you, I'm a confident woman, so you're going to attract what you are. You're going to attract what you are. I would not attract
Wow.
an unconfident
Wow,
man.
so true. Wow.
right? So
Wow, she's on the ball with
but
She
this.
is on the ball. This is good. Take notes, guys. Take notes.
It's good stuff.
Only on
Good stuff.
in
So just
the Actors Club.
to complete this circle on this, you attract what you are.
Mhm.
I would want a man because I'm a confident woman and because I believe everything's 50-50. I'm going to give you, I'm going to step in 50%. I want you to meet me the other 50%. So what does that mean? I want you to put your hand on my lower back. I want you to wrap it around me. I want you to extend yourself. Okay.
Take the notes, guys. We'll be right back in.
But this shows me that you're confident enough to take the action and to see what will happen. Now, mind you, like for all the men out there, if you take that confident step forwards and the woman doesn't respond, and you're going to know because her body language will close up.
Totally.
That's great. It's also great. It's clarity. You
Yeah.
know she's not into it. Perfect. Move forward.
Okay, so do you know what I do? Do you know what I do? This is what I do
That was
to give a
deep.
guy.
That was good. Thank you. By the way.
That's brilliant stuff. Brilliant information. This is what I do. I usually do like a green light, so I don't kiss on the first date. Okay, especially during
you
this
just
COVID.
go right to
You
last
won't
page.
or you would?
No, I don't
You
kiss on the
don't.
first. That's my rule. Always been a rule. If I dig you on the second date, third date, you're gonna get a kiss. If I give you a kiss, that means I'm really into you.
Okay, yeah, but that was an obvious Joe. A
But I
kiss is
keep
like,
yeah, but I don't give a kiss on the first date because there's a lot of people that.
All right, I'm-
sleep
But
on the
it
first
could be a
date.
kiss on the cheek. Like, it doesn't
Oh
have
yeah,
to
I
be,
give
you
a
know
kiss
what I
on the
mean?
cheek, but not a.
that's just a Latin and European thing,
Is that?
Oh, I
Oh,
kiss
the
on
tongue.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
kiss on the
kisses, yeah,
cheeks,
yeah.
but I don't
So
kiss on the
that's
first date. Like
Yeah.
kissing for me
What
is
about if he
intimate.
kisses you on the first date? Just
I,
go, oh my God,
I
want
would
those
no
days.
because if I'm not vibing with the person, why would I?
Okay, so now
But if
let
you
me ask
are vibing,
You're not on the first date. I have a rule.
You just
Yeah, but
won't do it,
you're
eh?
super vibing.
I don't care how good looking you are.
Okay.
I couldn't because I know.
This is
I
two
know.
women, two different perspectives.
That's cool, though.
Yeah.
That's
I
cool.
like
So
that.
you
Okay.
definitely wouldn't, Johanna. You definitely
No,
wouldn't
because
kiss on
I've
the first
had
date.
men, I've had guys only interested because I'm pretty or I have like this thing, sex
Right,
appeal, and
right.
I'm not just a little raggedy ant. You can just play with me whenever you
Yeah,
want.
right?
So I set standards already from the get go.
But
So
if you're vibing it, you feel it, you're digging it, you feel super respected.
I still won't kiss you.
Okay.
I still won't
So
kiss
let's
you.
Why?
say you
Why are
spend
you
an
resisting?
8-hour day.
You know why I want
Good for you
because
sticking to your
I-
principles.
Yeah,
That's
because
good.
I want that person to know, hey, I'm a fucking lady.
So you're
Well,
These
just
are
like
standards.
Giovanna said, she's the type that will be
Yeah.
aggressive. She's
Yeah.
confident in that way,
Yeah.
right? Her approach is a little different. Your approach is a little different. where
Totally.
You want to attract that guy that appreciates that
Exactly.
about you. I get that. I got you. I
so
feel you.
I'm gonna be.
I feel you there,
So
girl.
you basically are gonna play games with guys. In the
Not at all.
Yes.
I'm 35 years
You gotta watch
old.
out for this one.
I'm
This is-
35 years old. No
You got
games
tips
here.
And watch out. No, guys. No. Look, I'm just playing. But
Yeah,
I'm being
but-
honest. Some guys might be like, okay, so the whole day going back to what you said was
Yeah.
like electrifying. You guys were having fun. You guys were flirting. You bought ice cream. You know, you fed some cherries through.
Oh, it's
Mhm.
Whatever,
Mhm.
whatever. It's all good, right?
Yeah.
Then at the end of the night, he's like, okay. check it.
You got to keep them wanting more.
And
Remember,
then
there's
he
a
kisses
saying.
you and you push him
Yeah,
away.
but there's a saying about it.
What? What's the saying?
Why have milk from the cow, right? Like, there's always a saying, right? Like, don't kiss somebody right away. I'm old school.
I
Like,
know.
I want my
know,
guy
but
to come
Johanna,
on more. To
This
keep
is-
on coming.
You like to chase a little
You
bit, right?
gotta get them
Yeah, that's
wanting
cool.
more. You gotta give them a little something. You know?
Exactly, gentlemen. This is one of the why women are complicated here.
Hey man,
No,
you
but that's cool.
can't.
No, I respect that. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I mean,
Listen,
I'm
I
not
have
judging.
brothers, Tony, Antonio, and Henry, and they're all beautiful, beautiful brothers. So I've been raised by brothers, and I have
Okay.
one sister. So I know what it's like, how they are, like this thing.
Okay, cool.
And so I keep it real.
The
When I-
machismo. You're talking about the
The
machismo.
machismo.
So I'm going to throw something at you now and look at the scenario. And this is how you can maybe lose something great. Now,
Okay, so what would you say about Vince's
Wait,
body language right
wait.
now? His hands are crossed.
It's close.
Oh.
because I'm thinking that I'm not agreeing.
He's
No,
not agreeing with
I'm going to
what's
get,
going on,
okay.
He's like, I'm not liking this.
Okay, Vince, I'm gonna give you an example.
Wait,
I'm gonna give you an example.
And she's like, let me convince you.
Vince,
Okay, go ahead.
let me give you an example. Let's say-
Pen and paper.
let's say-
Assistant.
let's say you met the girl. You meet a beautiful woman. Okay, she's Italian. She's, I don't know, somebody that you really, really wanted to date. You go on this date. You get to know her. Wouldn't you want to have mystery? Wouldn't you want to get to know her even more and just continue dating the girl and then eventually kiss her? Wouldn't it be a little more romantic?
Yes, but I'm gonna answer your question, and then I'm gonna
Ask her.
and then I'm gonna tell you what I want to tell you.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try to amalgamate everything. First, I'm gonna tell you what I was gonna ask you, and then I'm gonna answer. So you have this beautiful day, right?
Yep.
And then at the end of the night, the guy tries to kiss you, but you back off.
Yep.
Now I'm gonna put myself in that question they just asked me. I would just go with the flow, like Johanna was saying.
Okay.
Because I'm afraid that it could work in reverse.
Yeah.
How about
Okay.
if the girl says, "Oh my God, everything was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
She was amazing." But she goes, "This guy was good, and he didn't kiss me. So okay, maybe I don't get that vibe." The very next day, that's it. She falls for the man of her dreams. It just crosses paths, and she never calls me again. I'm gonna be like, "Shit, what happened to her?" So you're willing to take a risk
Yeah.
on a guy
Yeah, because love is a gamble.
that could have been something amazing just because you were playing games with the guy.
I don't see us playing games, but I beg to differ.
So it's body language. Once again, it's body
I'm just
language.
playing with you, but I mean, I would go with the flow. I
You
would go
gotta
with the
keep
flow.
them wanting more.
I know
You got
that.
kids. You got 3
But
girls,
I'm
right?
saying-
What
I'm
advice
saying-
would you give to your girls? You would
Girls,
not
I
want
don't
them.
have girls.
You don't want them
Okay,
to.
go. Yeah, tell me.
You wouldn't want your daughters, if they're going on the first date, to give a kiss to a
Okay,
stranger.
now we're
I have a
talking
daughter.
about-
I have a daughter.
Hold on.
She's in grade 10, so she's at that point where she's probably thinking about these things that we're talking about. I probably want her to have a little bit more of that, like,
Yeah.
I know her mom would say that because that's the way her mom was. That's the way our relationship was. She was very much like you're describing. Like, if this guy really wants to be with me for more than just
That's right.
the physical thing,
That's right.
he'll wait.
Of course.
He'll appreciate what I'm doing. He'll respect my approach, and he'll wait. So
What's
I
boundaries? You're
appreciate
setting
that.
boundaries.
But I
yeah.
appreciate both approach.
No,
I
yeah,
appreciate all
absolutely.
styles. Like, if
Mm.
you're that confident that you know that you can just do what you want, go for it. If you're a little bit more standoffish and that's your style, look, if we were all the same, it'd be boring,
Well,
right?
It's
Good, man. I think that's what makes us all special, if you want to use that
Of
word.
course.
For
Is that
sure.
we're all different and we all have our own
Yeah.
ways of.
Different approaches,
I
for
agree
sure,
with
for sure.
everybody. I'm just giving some scenarios because there's some people that might be watching this, stuck in this situation.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm gonna sum it up with this.
Yeah.
Go for it.
They're cliche, but if something's meant to be, it's meant to
Yeah,
be, guys. At
I
the end of the
agree.
day,
Yep.
you can't force anything.
Is that real too, though? What does that mean?
I don't know.
If it's
you don't
meant to
kiss-
be, it's meant to be. What is
Meaning,
that?
If you don't kiss that girl, if she disappeared or the man disappears, then
That's gonna happen.
it's gonna happen.
That's supposed to
Because
That's
think
true.
about it. If that guy
I
or
believe
that girl
that.
really is into you and they really want to fight
They'll chase
for
you, yeah.
they will.
I believe that, yeah.
Call the next day, they'll try to see where you are, and then there's a certain point
Totally.
that you get the hint that
Totally.
this guy, this girl's not into you, buddy.
Yeah.
Back off, because now you're
Yeah.
a creep and you're a stalker, and we're gonna get to that. It's a whole new world.
Totally.
But yeah, that was awesome. So it's been quite challenging dating.
Dissecting
But
everything.
did you answer my question still? You did. Rather somebody that you know to a friend. Rather
I
than
like that. Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
get
It's
to the
just because you get
dating
to
phase,
know them a little different, right? That's a mutual friend. You want to it's someone within your circle, right?
So Joe, tell people out there, the males that have a profile and they're out there, tell them some things that can help them from a girl responding faster. What's some things that they should say?
Okay, first and foremost, don't send a nude picture or
I
dick
agree.
pictures.
Yeah.
I
It's
agree. That's what I
so-
said before.
Well said.
It's so
Well said.
Like
trashy.
that is very low class.
And women are not visual creatures.
Mhm.
We don't connect that way. We connect psychologically first, emotionally. We're not connecting through watching your dick. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just
Well, listen, I agree because, but sorry, I just need a mint.
Vince is just. Oh, there you go. He needs a mint. I thought you were gonna delete that picture that you sent.
Taking a mid break, people.
no, but you know what? Another thing, advice. Hey,
Yeah.
my standards, if you don't have nice hands or have good breath, you're not getting a kiss.
Hygiene.
Hygiene's important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I do look at that. Yeah.
Smart.
I look at that.
Yeah.
Look at your nails.
And you know what I look at too? Eyes. The eyes are the
The
soul.
eyes.
Or the eyes are the key to
What do
your
you see?
soul. You feel that someone's genuine or not.
Yeah.
Because I'm a journalist, you know how to read people more.
Mm.
Like I can dissect bullshit from a mile away.
Amazing.
Being a journalist.
So, Andrea and I, are we genuine?
Yeah.
Be
You guys
honest.
are raised
Okay.
well. Whoever your mom raised you
Yeah.
guys well.
Mom did a good job.
Yeah.
Oh, we got both approval here.
Yeah.
Andrea.
Moms are
We're doing
great.
something
Actually,
right.
Good
both
energy attracts good energy.
Yep.
That's true.
of
So,
our
what
both of
is
our
some
moms
things
are
that they could
saints.
say?
They
So
are.
no nude pics. How should they start with their opening line? Because I got in the past from guys responding to me like, "Oh, I don't know why she didn't call me. I just said hi."
That's
And then
why.
it's like,
That's exactly
I'm like,
boring.
well,
So bland.
Hi, what's hi?
No
Dude, show your personality.
Bingo. Yeah.
The man needs to read something about the woman. Are we talking online or offline
No,
here?
online.
Okay, online.
An app, whatever. They meet you online.
You read her profile. If she doesn't even have anything in her profile, I wouldn't even look at it because for me that shows no character.
Very, very smart.
So then you look that she has something in her profile. What has she written? You need to speak to that.
Wow.
I saw that you put X. So interesting. Would love to hear more
Yes.
about it. You speak X amount of languages. What are they?
So research, in other words.
I mean,
Kind of.
Yeah, simplistic.
Yeah.
You wrote this. I'm going to respond to the piece that I think was
Because that's gonna connect with you in some way.
Yeah.
100%.
I actually gave that advice to my friend, and he's currently with this girl for the last like 4 years.
Nice.
Wait one
He's like-
second.
Hold on, wait.
They met online,
Online.
so it
He said
actually
to
does
me-
work then.
It does work. He said to me,
Oh wow.
he goes, "Oh, I'm having a hard time," because he knows I'm a writer and I write poetry and whatever. I'm just love writing. And he goes, "Vince," I go, "Look, I don't have the answer. Trust me."
Mm-hmm.
Right? But I can give you some advice or anything. I said, "What have you been doing?" "Well, I just say hi and what's up." I'm like, "Okay, but what does that show about you? Hi, what's up?" So
What's
when
up?
you think about it, she's thinking when I meet this guy, he's gonna be, "Hey, what's up?" He's just gonna smile and sit there.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, guys, here's a tip.
Right?
Lose
So
the what's up. The
I
what's
said,
up.
read me her profile. Oh, this is what she loves to do. This is her sign. This is her zodiac sign. This is what she likes. This is the food she likes. She likes dance. So I put that all together and I said, okay, try this. I said, don't copy paste. I'm giving you examples. You make it your own after.
Yeah.
He did that. And he says that she was so impressed. Oh my God. Her response was, I'm calling you the next, give me your digits because you're the first guy that actually read my shit. Everybody else has no idea who I am. They're just like right away, hey, what's up, man? You want to go out? So he took the time to know about her. She appreciated that, and they've been together ever since.
Which also makes me wonder how men are not reading these profiles because I'm like, don't you want to choose the woman you're going to be
Right.
with? Like,
Yeah.
do you want to be particular?
But from a man's point of view, not myself, because this is not what I do. But most men, I'll tell you the answer.
Yeah.
They have the agenda.
Okay.
They don't want the relationship. They just want to get to the point. And I say, that's cool, but don't waste a girl's time. When you meet her, say, look, I want a companion. Straight up.
Yeah,
Call you,
totally.
let's
No
chill.
games.
And if she's okay with it, hey, that's perfectly fine. But don't lead them on thinking that, you're going to have this huge relationship with them when they want that, but you have another agenda.
Yeah.
And I have such a skewed opinion of the dating apps because I never used them. So I'm totally speaking out of place. I almost feel like by inherently those apps lend towards that mentality that Vince just described. Because if there's guys out there that really all they want is that like hit and bounce kind of thing,
Hit
then-
it and quit it.
yeah, man. Like that the dating app for me is like that's like perfect for those kinds of people.
Right.
And I mean for the women that want to do that too, because let's all be fair here. Women are also interested in that as well. So there are women out there that might just want to hit it and quit it too, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So or hit, quit, right? And that goes for both men and women, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
that's why I've always it's always been hard for me to look at the dating apps. And again, I'm speaking out of my you know what in many ways. So because I've never experienced it. So are there apps out there that are a little bit more geared towards romance and life relationships?
I
And then
think so. I think
other
so.
ones-
Do you want to answer first?
Go.
Okay, I think, in my humble opinion, do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm on Tinder and Bumble. I find Bumble's more serious versus Tinder. Tinder is like, I feel like it's a hit and quit it app. But I've heard also success stories where people have met their lover,
Yeah.
partner,
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a hit
I
and
guess
miss,
you never know, right? Yeah.
right? You got to take a chance of love, right?
Yeah, that's true
Find the
too.
love.
It's a gamble. Someone
Yeah.
said that. You said
Yeah.
it was a gamble.
Yeah, it's a gamble. Yeah.
And
So true.
from what I've heard from my girlfriends, Hinge seems to be.
That's a good one
Hinge
too.
and
Yeah.
Bumble. These
Yeah.
are the two I've been told are more serious, and then once again, Tinder's more.
Yeah.
playful.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they're getting a lot of plugs here. So we got to talk to them about sponsorship here. We're going to edit you out. We're going to be like,
Well, I hate to kind of like we're getting close to the hour here, Mark.
okay.
So I love the conversation. This has been great. Thank you guys both for coming. It's amazing. We'd love to have you back if you would be back. Kind of, I don't know, Vince, like send us off. Like what can we get them to say as a kind of way to wrap up what we've just discussed today?
Okay, so we discussed a few things,
Yeah.
but the major thing was about dating and relationships.
Mhm.
So just if there's one thing that you could say
Yeah.
to the men out there,
Just be yourself. Be authentic.
be authentic. Be authentic. Guys.
Don't play games.
Don't play games. Be
No.
authentic. Listen to Joe.
And don't have a second wife. Don't expect like lovers, please. Like,
Don't hide that.
I love that. Don't have a second wife.
yeah,
Don't be
please,
that.
like
Don't
this.
be
That's
like Monday, Tuesday,
No.
Wednesday, Saturday.
girls like us that are raised well.
Yeah.
We're made to meet the mom and the dad. You know,
That's
like respect the other person and a mutual thing.
Absolutely.
Respect.
I like that. That's cool. Take notes, guys.
Very good.
And don't lie, man. Don't lie.
And
On your
Joe's
dating
available,
profile.
guys. She's single. I've officially become her manager, so you have to go through me to get to her. I will pre-scan you. If I think you're a douchebag, you're out the door. Because everybody that comes in this place, we are a family. We're a tight circle, so we actually do take care of everyone.
Oh, you're so
Yeah.
sweet.
Like
But hey,
anybody
I'm throwing
that
it out
comes
there.
to
I want a Calabrese or a
All right,
Sicilian,
well,
okay?
and this is
Put it out in the universe.
Just saying.
Photo, video, full service. Photo, video.
For more information, head on down to their website. It's thisisrealtv.com, right?
There we go. Thanks, Joe. Johanna.
Yeah.
One thing
Yeah.
I could say to the men out there that are desperately wanting to meet, two beautiful ladies like yourselves.
I keep saying it. Communication.
Yep.
Communicate. You want it? Communicate it.
Mm-hmm.
You are in a conflict in your relationship? Communicate what's going on. You feel something? Be vulnerable.
Mhm.
Communicate it.
Mm.
You're vibing, but you're not really quite sure where to move forward. Communicate it. You, men and women, both parties need to communicate where they're at
Mhm.
always.
Yeah.
Whether it be in the beginning of the relationship, whether it be on the first date, whether it be, months or years into the relationship
Right.
and there's things coming up. Vulnerable communication, clear, vulnerable, fully expressed, real, like you said, authentic communication.
I love that. I love those two
People don't
words.
and they need it.
Vulnerable yet authentic. That's
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
very nice.
That is nice.
Thank you,
We
man.
should
That was
maybe
awesome.
call that. Maybe we should call this episode.
Yeah. For more information, head on down to their website. This is realtv.com.
And you guys want to plug what you're working on right now? If you guys want to say
Yeah.
that,
So
we'll go
if
for it.
we want more information about you guys, where
Yeah,
could they
go for it.
What could
Yeah.
they search?
You can find me on my Instagram, giovanna.fjm.elias, ELIAS, or you can go directly to my website, giovannaelias.com. I'm like, do people know how to spell Giovanna? This is what I'm thinking. Giovanna. Yeah.
Double M.
You always get everything right. The Spanish version
Exactly.
too. I
Yeah,
always
for
get
sure.
this.
For
Yeah.
more information, guys, for Spotlight TV, head on down to YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Follow us. Give us some digital love at Johanna G. Luna. It's simple, easy peasy. We're in season 8.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, we're in the Actors Garage. Actors Garage Bond is our official title. We have a YouTube channel, but all our information about anything production, this is realtv.com, REEL, and we do complete photo and video. So anything to do with photo, video, and editing, and I mean anything, we're your guys, and we'll help you out as much as we can because this is what we do. This is our passion. We're also filmmakers, writers, directors, so we love all that artistic side of things. Guys,
Oh, thanks for having me.
for
Thank you.
being
Thank
here
you.
today.
Thank you.
I hope that we helped some cool
Cheers,
cats out
guys.
there.
Cheers.
And cheers until our next show. And guys, feel free to leave us any messages with anything that you want us to talk about, and we'll try to incorporate it in the program. I'm Vince Moya here with Andrea Nisi in the Actors Garage Bond.
And
Until
you're
next
watching?
time,
This is realtv.com.
Exactly.
Love it.
All right, guys. Have a beautiful day. Have a blessed day, and we'll sure catch up with you.
Ciao.
Thank you.
Let me do this body
To the body line.
language.
Yeah.
This body language. Hold on. Are we rolling still?
This is like a.
Okay, so this is outtakes here. I'm going to try to do body language. I'm going to try to come up with a bunch of stuff. I don't know.
That was some good stuff, eh? You said you
So-
highlighted a lot of cool stuff.
Jody, if I'm sitting like this,
Yeah.
hold on, let me get comfortable.